Alright, so today we're going to be talking about parabolas, so that's this last part of your formula chart. Okay, a parabola is defined as the set of all points that are equidistant, so the same distance from a fixed line, that's the directrix, and a fixed point, which is your focus. So no matter where I went on this parabola, the distance from the directrix and the fixed point will be the same. Okay, in this case, the vertex, so that's your highest or lowest point, is HK. To determine if your parabola opens up or down or left and right, you need to see which variable is squared. Okay, if your x is squared, it's going to open up or down. So that's like our normal parabolas, y equals x squared, opens up or down. If it opens down, it's going to be negative in front. Okay, if it opens left or right, then your y will be squared. Okay, so that's what you need to be focusing on and see which variable is squared so you can determine which way does it open. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write the vertex of the parabola is HK. If it opens up or down, and I can't spell, then it's y minus k equals 1 over 4c times x minus h squared. Okay, so again, your x is squared. If it opens left or right, then we have x minus h. And remember, again, the x and h go together, the y and k go together. So equals 1 over 4c times y minus k squared. So in this case, the y is squared. So that's my little hints, so you can determine which one's which. Okay, example 1, I want to determine the vertex, the axis of symmetry, so what makes your parabola symmetrical, the focus, and the directrix, and sketch. Okay, so my equation that I start off with is x squared equals 12y. Okay, the very first thing I need to do is determine which variable is squared, so I can determine how does the graph open. Okay, well, if I look here, the x is squared. Okay, so if the x is squared, I need to get the other variable by itself. So I need to get the y by itself. So in order to get y by itself, I'm going to divide by 12. So in this case, I get y equals 1 over 12 x squared. Okay, so if it's x squared, then that means it's either going to open up or down. Because it's positive, it's going to open up. Okay, so I need to look and see which variable is squared. Okay, then I need to get the other variable by itself. Okay, now I need to figure out what the focus is. Okay, and to figure out what the focus is, I need to figure out what C is. Excuse me. So we can figure out what C is by looking at the equation. We have y minus k equals 1 over 4c. So whatever this number is in front of the x squared, I'm going to set it equal to 1 over 4c. Okay, well, because the tops are equal, then I need to make the bottom equal. So I need to set 4c equal to 12. So when I do that, I get c is 3. So find the focus by finding c. And so in this case, it's 3 away from the vertex. So same thing that what we've been doing. So if I were to start graphing this, okay, I can figure out what my vertex is because if what's being subtracted or added to y and x. Well, if you look, there's nothing, so that means the vertex is at the origin. Okay, so that means I know it's positive, so it's going to open up. Okay, now the focus is 3 away from that parabola. So there's my focus. Okay, your focus should always be inside your parabola. Now the directrix go 3 the other way, so subtract 3. Okay, and in this case it's going to be a line. So my line is y equals -3. So my vertex is 0, 0 because it was at the origin. My focus is 0, 3. And my directrix is y equals -3 because that's the equation. Okay, so we found that by going 3 the other way. Alright, now axis of symmetry. So what makes this parabola symmetrical? If I were to draw a line directly down, this would be my axis of symmetry. Okay, this equation, because it's a vertical line, is x equals. Well, it's x equals 0 because it goes through the origin. So there's that problem. So we found the vertex, we found the axis of symmetry, we found the focus and the directrix, and we sketched the parabola. So let's look at another example. I have y minus 3 squared equals 8 times x minus 2. Okay, so let's look. Which variable is squared? The y is squared, so that means it's going to open left and right. Okay, that means I need to get this other variable just by itself. It can have the minus, but it can't have anything in front of it. So I'm going to divide by 8. Okay, when I do that, I get x minus 2 equals 1/8 times y minus 3 squared. So with that, I can determine the vertex because it's whatever's being subtracted from the x and y. Okay, so the vertex is going to be 2, 3. I can determine the focus after I figure out what C is. Same with the directrix. Okay, so let's graph what we have so far. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's the vertex. And I know it's opening to the right because it's positive. Okay, there's no negative here. Okay, the 1/8 needs to equal 1/4c. So if I do that, c is equal to 2. So I need to go 2 from the vertex. So if I go over 2, there's my focus. Okay, so the coordinate of that would be 4, 3. The directrix, if I go 2, I need to go 2 the other way. So I need to go left 2, is going to be a line. Okay, so that line is going to be x equals 0. Okay, so we found vertex, focus, directrix. Now the axis of symmetry is also a line, and that's symmetric about that line. So this is going to be y equals 3. That's the axis of symmetry. Okay, so your key here is look for what variable is being squared. Figure out what C is so you know how far away to go from your vertex, and then graph it. Please let me know if you have any questions. Your assignment is A10, page 740, numbers 5 through 10 and 14 through 18. Let me know if you have any questions again, and good luck.